Hello and welcome to Inner Thoughts. We have a guest back with us today, Teisha, the Ms. North America World 2025. Hello.
Hi, Victoria. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, you?
I'm doing great. A little bit busy, but
I can
all in all,
only
I'm good.
imagine.
Yes.
How do you feel with this new title?
I actually feel pretty good, but I think with like everything that's new, it's like a different type of feeling that comes with it. Like because it's the unknown, right? And this one is even a bigger title, so there's more responsibilities, more things on your plate that you have to do, have to show up for. So it's a pretty good feeling, but at the same time, it's just a little anxious because of what's to come. So.
I love that honest answer. Usually everyone's like, it's all good.
Oh yeah, I try to be realistic as possible. So it's like with everything that's new, you always have that sense of okay, what's to come. So yeah, for sure.
Well, what is the first thing that you want to do with this new title?
I think though, like for me, I because it's a new title, I really want to get the message out there. So definitely do a lot of promotions on social media for sure. That's the first thing. Just to let people know that I'm transitioning from the Miss Toronto to this new title. And one of the things that I'm planning to do actually is do a question and answer series. Well, not really a series, but just a video where I'm answering a lot of questions from my followers. They had so many questions from this pageant, and I put in like a slot where they ask questions and things like that. And I should have that video out by this Friday. So that's also going to help with the new title and things like that, just to grow on social media. So that's the first thing I'm working on right now.
Yeah, amazing. And what else do you kind of have planned for the year?
I have a couple of things actually planned. I really do want to grow my platform with Nurse Good Purse. And with that, actually, I to show up more on that page for sure. I really want to grow that platform where I'm showcasing my advocacy through the well-being for nurses. And also just to make sure that I grow the community and really niche it down to get my message across. Um, so I do plan to do some workshops in the coming year, of course, and also plan a few initiatives within the community where people can really participate and do a meet and greet. People can get to know me and also know what I'm about and the things that I'm trying to do within that space.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the actual pageant itself, do you want
Mhm.
to kind of say how is it different from the Toronto one going to the national one?
Oh, wow. Okay, so it was definitely different because first of all, it's a different location. It was in Montreal. I've never been to Montreal, so that was a new thing, new environment, new space. And also it's a bigger competition, so more ladies who are competing, so it's more competitive and just a lot more pressure because especially on my end because I already won a title, so the expectations that people were looking for, that also added a lot of pressure on me as well. um but I think through it all, I just tried to stay level-headed and tried to stay really realistic and know what I'm capable of and what I can do. But with the Nationals, it's definitely a different experience. Toronto was pretty good, but at the same time, Nationals it really pushes you to out of your comfort zone. There's a lot more coaching. There's a lot more things in the background that you have to do. So there's definitely a lot more preparation and things you have to do to make sure that you do well in nationals.
Yeah, absolutely. And what kind of coaching did you guys receive leading up to the national?
Actually, we had a pretty good amount of coaching sessions. All our coaching sessions were done via Zoom. But we were able to book like if we wanted to do like walk-in sessions or things like that, we could book our own sessions in person with our own trainer by ourselves. But within the pageant, we had about I would say 12 to 13 Zoom coaches, and it varies. So we had walk-in coaching, we had interview prep, where we were able to ask each other questions, just as a practice round. So it would feel like an interview. And it'll also feel like an on-stage question. So that was pretty good for me as well, because practice made perfect, and that really helped me out a lot. We also had a yoga session, a yoga session for the ladies. That was pretty good. We had makeup tutorials, so it was really diverse, a really diverse group of coaching. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely sounds like you got the range there of a little bit of everything you would need for that pageant weekend.
Exactly, exactly. I really love the coaching, and I tried to show up for pretty much most of them because some of them were really conflicting with my time for work.
Hmm.
So I really tried to log in as much as possible, but they were really helpful.
Was it the same as last year? If you couldn't attend, they had the recorded sessions for you to view
Yes,
afterwards. That's good.
yes. We could go back if we weren't able to attend the meetings for sure.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially someone with busy, a nurse like you.
Yes.
Did you have any sponsorships going into this national pageant?
I actually had my same sponsorship that I had for Miss Toronto. And I think when it comes to sponsorships, it's really good to really develop these relationships even before entering pageantry, because it's really awkward to like sometimes go up to a complete stranger and like, talk about yourself and what you're trying to do, for them to really be like, okay, like I support you on this. So I really believe that actually building relationships before you really need um, that support is very important, and that's one of the things that really helped me. Um, because one of the sponsors that I had, I already was doing getting services from her. So she was one of my makeup artists. So anytime I had a bookings or anything like that, even before the pageantry, I would always book with her. So when I had this opportunity, because I already established a relationship with her, me pitching to her and coming to her with this, it was like a no-brainer. Like, okay, like let's go.
So did
You
she
know,
go to Montreal as well with you?
she didn't go to Montreal, but she did sponsor me for the Toronto. She was there for the Toronto show.
Okay, nice. Did you do
Yeah.
your own makeup for nationals or did someone else do it for you?
Actually, the pageant offered a couple makeup businesses that sponsorship where we could book. So that's how I got my makeup session. So I book with the ones that they recommended.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's always one less thing to stress about if someone else is doing it.
Right? Especially for pageant, because you want your the last day, the evening gown, you want your makeup to be a certain way,
Yeah.
and for me, I'm not really the best at makeup, so I really needed that help.
Especially like people who are in the industry know how to make it stay and like they're really good at getting people who have like stage experience. So
Exactly.
like I
Exactly.
know last year they had like someone who did like dance instead of pageantry, but like when you're on the stage it's the same. You need it to make sure people see it from a distance. You need to make sure it stays. You're gonna be sweaty and hot in the light.
Exactly. It's so like, and when I do my makeup, it tends to like go away in like 10 minutes. I don't know. But they have the techniques, the sprays, the setting, all that stuff. So I'm like,
100%.
okay. Let's leave it to the experts, you know?
So, what preparations do you have planned to get yourself ready for internationals?
Ooh, actually, internationals is a year from now. So, to be honest, I really haven't really thought about like the preparation as yet. Like for me right now, I really do want to just um promote the new title and like for the first month, and then after that, I'll be like, okay, let's prep for nationals. But I do plan to continue everything that I was doing, for sure, which is like making sure that I practice public speaking and be able to articulate myself and to better push my advocacy out there, because I know for international the advocacy is also very important as well. So that's one of the things that I'm going to continue to do. So everything that I did preparing for the nationals is just going to continue with this journey to the internationals for sure.
That makes it so much easier when it's already stuff you're doing.
Exactly, so and it's already in your routine. So all you have to do is just continue,
Of course.
everything. One, two, and three down the list.
Exactly. And now that this title is a national title, do you
Yeah.
have plans to go across Canada during your reign to attend events or anything?
Yes, I do plan to do a couple events in Alberta. I do have a coaching session, some coaching sessions in there. So I think around like later this year, like October, November, I'll be taking a trip to Alberta to see a coaching, and then we have an event there as well. And I think also one as well in Edmonton.
Oh,
So
nice.
yes,
Well,
yes.
that's
So I
good that you
have two
already
so
have
far.
some things planned.
Yes,
Because I know
yes,
that is kind of a worry that goes through people's heads when they like get a national or international. What can you really do to take advantage of that?
exactly. Because you really want to leverage it as much as possible, and even though it's a year, it goes by so fast, so
I
definitely a
literally
lot of planning.
feel like I just talked to
Yes.
you. Like,
Yeah. I know. It was like crazy because the Miss Toronto was in February when we did it. And it's like 6 months already.
I know it literally went
Yeah,
by
it goes
so
by.
fast.
It goes by so fast. It goes by, and I was telling one of my friends, and she was like, "Oh, Teisha, now you get a break." I'm like, "It's not a break. I still have to."
It's it's
Like
still going, just on to the next stage.
exactly. It's just on a bigger level now. So you
Yeah.
really have to show up even more.
And the competition is in Kenya, right?
Yes. Yes, it's
Yes.
in Kenya. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Have you ever been?
I haven't been to Africa at all. So this would be my first ever.
Wow, that'll be so exciting. This is already bringing you lots of travel, like
Exactly.
opportunities.
Exactly. So like when Annie broke the news to me, I was like, Kenya? I was like, what?
So I know even it wasn't as far, but even just going on a trip for a pageant, like what are your
Yeah.
tips for packing? Because obviously
Mm.
it's different when it's in your own city. You can literally bring anything you need, but when you're
Yes.
going somewhere, you need to like plan and have it organized. Like, what are your tips for that?
I would say if you are planning, like especially with pageantry, try to have um certain things for your backup, because sometimes things can break. They can, buttons can pull, the zippers can, all these things. One of the things that I did, I bought two dresses for my evening gowns because I loved both of them, but I wasn't really sure. So I'm like, you know what, let me just bring two. So that's one of the advice that I would say. Always try to bring two of everything, because you never really know. Something can drop in the water. Something can have, you can drop coffee on your clothes. Some like anything can happen, right? So always try to have a backup for everything, and I'll also say like try to whatever your essential is, put it in your hand luggage. Just in case like you're flying and you cannot get your luggage. You know, that's one of the things that I was worried about. So my evening gown, the main things that I need, my interview outfits, certain shoes, certain makeup, I make sure that I put that in my hand luggage because that's gonna stay with me. But the other ones, I put my miscellaneous, things that, I might not need as much in the other stuff, just in case I can't get my suitcase. So yeah, so always have a backup and always put your essentials in your hand luggage.
Yeah, good advice because you never know, especially with airlines these days,
Oh
luggage
my
goes missing
gosh.
all the time.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's such a nightmare, especially if you have a big event or, something that you need to attend or a competition like a pageant. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is a big fear. And I feel like that was great advice. Even kind of what you said, like anything can happen. Another
Yeah.
tip that I have is I usually even put together like a little kit that has like safety pins and like just anything
Right.
that you would need in like a little, and I
Exactly.
also keep that in my carry-on bag, just in
Right.
case.
It's true. It's so true. It's like whenever you're on the road, like something always happens. I don't know why. It always happened, and I had a big incident at my first pageant. One of my dress, the zipper completely broke, like,
Oh,
and I
wow.
had to use pins before I did the photos. So I couldn't actually turn to take the photo. It was all like, it
Hmm.
was all front. So I learned my lesson. And then I'm like, you know what? For Montreal, I'm definitely.
So you brought a backup of each thing. How did you actually decide on like which one you were gonna wear? Because you said you were pretty in the air.
Yeah, I was in the air, but you know what? I just when it comes to certain decisions, I look at what I'm more comfortable in. Like whatever dress or outfits like fits me better or I'm more comfortable, I'll go with that. That would be my number one, and then anything else would be my backup. So I always go for comfort and what looks the best. So
Yeah, amazing.
yeah.
And I mean, it sounds like you are planning your year and you're taking some time to celebrate you, and then you're gonna
Yes, I'm
plan for
trying.
internationals.
I'm trying. Yes. So,
Is there
mhm,
anything, while you have something to say, like anything you want to bring attention to or kind of highlight, talk about?
mhm. Really and truly, like just the journey, that I've been on because it's been so fast, and at the same time, so new as well, because like for me, I just started pageantry this year when I signed up with Crown City Pageant. So this whole journey has just been new. A lot of people might think that, like I've joined pageants for a while, but I haven't, and it's just like a new learning experience for me. Just going through the process and really meeting people and learning about just how pageantry works on a whole. I think it really does transform you as a person. And one of the things that I really took from pageants is the discipline. You have to be so disciplined in every aspect, in your daily routines, in your advocacy, in the things that you're passionate about, just an overall thing, and it really pushes you out of your comfort zone, you know? And I've just like learned a lot about myself within this process. And I'm really grateful and I'm really, really thankful that I took the chance to actually sign up. And, and I'm like, and I'm here, and I'm just enjoying the experience and, all the people that I get to meet on this journey. It's just been wonderful. So,
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing and
yeah.
such a great accomplishment for it being your first year. Like next
Yes.
year, you're gonna be in Kenya.
Yeah, it's just been like, like the first 6 months for me was so busy because it was like right after Crown City, I was, going to this one and I had just a few months to prepare. So just the first 6 months out of the year was just pretty hectic, but I did embrace it and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm up for the challenge, and I'm really happy that I pulled through and I'm here, so let's see. Internationals next year. I'm excited.
That is so exciting. And you the other person from Toronto is also going to that one, right? They also
Yes.
won the
Yes.
similar title.
Right,
So that's
right.
gonna be nice having someone you know.
Exactly. Exactly, and even with her, like, just seeing our progress from, where we started to here, like we always check in with each other. Like, she's such an amazing person, like we're always like checking in, like, are you okay? Are you good? Even for the nationals, like we would text or call each other and be like, Teisha, are you still good for nationals? And I'll be like, Sporty, are you good? Like everything is like, so it's like, I'm just happy that we, got here and we're in this process and, I'm just really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. And did you happen to be roommates when you were in Montreal?
Actually, the no, because the roommates were selected randomly.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, it was selected randomly, but the roommate that I had was pretty nice. Like she was pretty cool. So, there's no complaints there.
That's good. Was it like an organized when you first got to the hotel? Because obviously going somewhere again is different. Like, how did
Right.
you kind of get ready in a hotel?
Hmm. Actually, like, are you talking like the process, like how?
Yeah, just like organizing your stuff for each day.
Yeah, I think for me, I've always been like a person where I'm very like immaculate, where I want things a certain way. So when it comes to organizing and doing things like that, I try to communicate with my roommate and let her know that okay, like this is my side. This is my side, and I try to always like prepare my stuff before the day before. So if I know I have an interview tomorrow, all my clothes, my jewelry, my shoes, everything is laid out, on the couch, everything that I need, because that's just who I am. I'm a very organized person. I like to know what's next and what I'm doing. And my roommate was pretty, she was similar. She had a similar mindset. Shout out to Manucci. She had a similar mindset, like we had a lovely time together. And, like we always get breakfast together. We always go down together and do dinners and all that. So it was pretty good, with her to organize everything. She was on the same page as well. So,
That's great. And what was your favorite portion of the pageant other than the finale?
oh, other than the finale, wow. I would say we had a boat cruise where, I think Annie just wanted us to just take our mind off the competition and just, unwind and have a little fun and, talk with the other girls and just get to know, the other contestants on a different level. So that part for me was pretty nice. You're in the water, you're on a boat cruise, you're just relaxing and chilling. So just taking my mind off a competitive, you know, um, mode was really helpful for me just in that 2, 3 hours that we had on the boat. So that was a really nice experience for me. I really like that.
I also love that that was your guys' chance almost to see the city because you don't always get to do that when you're go, go, go in pageant
Exactly.
mode.
Exactly, right? So I thought it was like a pretty nice twist or addition to, our schedule because our schedule was like every hour was, allotted for. So that was really nice for her to put that in.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank
Ah.
you so much for coming on again. It was a pleasure having you again.
Yes, Victoria, it's good to see you.
You too. Is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
I just want to say, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for everyone that I've met on this journey, and I really hope that, I'm able to fulfill this title, and I'll do my best, with all the resources that I have. And also, like my community, like they've been so helpful, from Miss Toronto to here with, the voting, with sharing, with like, they've been supporting me so much, and I know they're going to support me on this journey as well, and I'm just looking forward to everything and just building my community, building Nurse Good Purse, getting my advocacy out there, and also like leveraging this title as much as I can. So, yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope everyone has a great day. And
Yes, you
bye.
too. Bye, Victoria. Take care.